Hi friends, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like your video. Thank you all. Do you remember Hyundai's Smaht Pahk Superbowl commercial? It featured Massachusetts-born actors Chris Evans and John Krasinski, Saturday Night Live alum Rachel Dratch, and Boston Red Sox Hall of Famer David "Big Papi" Ortiz, and it was probably the funniest car commercial of 2020. The star of the show was the 2020 Hyundai Sonata, parking itself in a tight spot. But what does that have to do with our long-term 2022 Genesis GV70? Well, our SUV of the year comes with the same remote smart parking assist feature as the Sonata, and after almost 6 months of living with it, we haven't found much use for it. Besides showing your friends the cool feature of turning on the GV70 remotely and then having it move backwards or forwards without a driver, there are few use cases for this feature. In the time I've been driving it, I only had to use it once, sort of. I parked on the street next to a few bushes that got in the way of opening the front passenger door, so when my date and I got back to the car, I moved the car forward with the remote until the bushes were cleared and I opened the door for her. I could have gotten into the GV70 and moved it myself, but it was a good opportunity to naturally show off what it can do, even if it did take longer to activate the feature than moving the Genesis myself. I could see myself using the remote park assist feature on a tight parking spot, but I'd probably just look for a spot where I could park and get out easily, unless that tight spot was the only spot open in the lot. In other words, this is a nice feature to have, but honestly, it's one that isn't as useful as you might think. We've commented much on the GV70's interior and technology, and although we've written plenty about the way it drives, we haven't talked much about its Sport Plus drive mode. Most of the time I don't switch out of comfort mode, which keeps the suspension and steering relaxed, and the transmission and throttle mapping tamed. But Sport Plus is a different animal. Traction control is turned off, the steering becomes sharper, the suspension turns firmer, and the transmission makes pronounced shifts. This drive mode makes the commute to work fun and lively, and the exhaust sound will make you think you're driving a sports car instead of a luxury SUV. Upshifts and downshifts are heard and felt inside the cabin, something that's hard to imagine given how smooth they are when comfort mode is selected. In other words, Sport Plus will turn a boring drive into a trip you'll be thrilled to take, and that's hard to do in a car that also aces comfort, luxury, and convenience. But that's another reason why the Genesis GV70 was our 2022 SUV of the year, even if all of its features aren't entirely useful to everyone all the time.